I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little surprised when Rachel Price showed up at my door to fix my broken dishwasher. Rachel's been fixing broken things for years, but from the time she was 5, she knew that something was broken in her. What was your early life like, coming to grips with being trapped in a man's body?
It was tough, especially growing up, in the 70s and the 80s. Back then you didn't come out and say you were trans. I mean, you would have been considered gay or there's something wrong with you, and so you hid it. You kept it a secret.
Rachel, like over 1 million others in this country, is transgender. Not necessarily gay, but a man trapped in a woman's body, or in Rachel's case, the other way around. It can make for an extremely difficult and lonely life.
Because that's what society said. You were born a man, you need to be a man. But then you get to a point where you just can't do it no more. And it's either you commit suicide or you change.
It's staggering to think about, but over 40% of transgender people have either thought about or attempted suicide. Rachel didn't, but don't think for 1 second that her life was easy. It wasn't that long ago that Rachel was James, a rugged, full-blooded guy who dated women, fell in love, and even had a child. But deep inside, he felt out of place. He knew he wasn't a he. And when James looked in the mirror, she knew that biologically she was all wrong. She wasn't a James. She was a Rachel.
And it took me till I was about probably 32 years old to the point where it was like, okay, it's my turn. I worried about everybody else, how my mom, how my dad. I
worried that you would disappoint them?
How they would feel about me. That's a big thing in the trans community is people come out, and when they come out, they lose their families.
It's one thing telling your parents, but Rachel had to find a way to tell Tish, the mother of her daughter, and she knew it wouldn't go well.
When he told me that he wanted to be a woman, I was like, wait a minute, that's not possible. You're my Russell Crowe, my gladiator. That's very painful to me, and it does anger me, because I felt like I was betrayed by a person that, that I had a child with.
But love can do funny things, and despite the hurt and that feeling of betrayal, Tish accompanied Rachel to Montreal for her gender reassignment surgery. She allowed us to come along as well, as she, on the eve of her 50th birthday, prepared for the most life-altering surgery that a human can go through.
Exciting, yes.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this is here.
Rachel had waited almost 45 years for this day.
Are you nervous?
No.
No?
No, not at all. It's a good day.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
How you doing? Really nice to meet you.
Dr. Pierre Broussard is one of the world's most renowned gender reassignment surgeons.
I just want to be me, and I finally get to be me. And yes, did I hurt a lot of people? Yes. My daughter's hurting, her mom's hurting, my brother's hurting. They're all hurting. And I feel very bad for them, but I can't stop being who I am because of them hurting. Cannot stop doing for me. I've put it all on hold, and it eats me up inside to have to keep waiting.
So after years of being trapped in a body she felt she really didn't belong in, Rachel is finally ready to make that final step. Here in Montreal, with the help of Dr. Broussard and his team, Rachel is ready to become the woman she's always wanted to be.
I remember as a kid laying in bed praying to God, please make me a girl, and it never happened. And now it's gonna happen.
When you look in the mirror and the parts don't match and something's sitting there that shouldn't be there, it hurts you.
And sign and put today's date, okay?
I'm really excited for Rachel. This is something she's been waiting for all her life. Rachel has invited us along in the hopes of dispelling some of the misunderstandings about people who are transgender.
Down in your back, if you don't have any bruises or...
Inside, Rachel is one of 6 patients who will undergo the 2-hour procedure. She's given an epidural and will be awake for Dr. Pierre Broussard's life-changing surgery.
It is fulfilling, definitely. It's the most fulfilling and part of my practice. What I did is I used her genitals, skin and parts to construct female genitals.
The day after her surgery, we came back to visit Rachel, who was on an emotional roller coaster, thrilled to finally, and now in every way possible, call herself a woman, but very aware of the pain that she had caused.
I feel bad for her. You know, I put her through hell to get where I'm at. And that was tough. And it's just something we're going to have to work out. You know, it's, we're starting over, basically.
Now, with the help of Dr. Broussard, Rachel has a clean slate, a new beginning, with dreams of a happy future.
You know, eventually I would love to have a boyfriend, love to get married after going through all this. You know, I want to be and have a normal life.
How many of us can say we live two completely different lives, at some points intersecting, but also dramatically different? James and Rachel did, and the night before her surgery, Rachel was finally and permanently able to say goodbye to James.
Hi, James. We've been together a long time. As I write this letter, I cry not because I'm sad or because I miss you, though because I'm happy for the first time to become the person I wanted to be all these years ago. Goodbye, James. Rest in peace. Love, Rachel.